Well, welcome everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Obviously, this is a monumental moment. Getting everybody back in person. There's no computer screen that I got to look at. Nobody's got their Zoom on mute, and they've halfway through their question forget that they got it on mute. But this is good, obviously, to see everybody back here in person. Phenomenal day for our program. Phenomenal day for our players, coaches, fans, media, writers. Obviously excited, very excited about the opportunity we have moving forward in this season. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot as a country. We've been through a lot as a program. Our players have been through a lot, and this is a step in the right direction. This is a step towards what we all know and remember as normal. And hopefully we can continue to progress, and hopefully this season goes off as normal as possible. I thank you guys for being here. Obviously, we start practice tomorrow. We got all our meetings today, get our administrative things out of the way, get all our equipment checked, get our height and weight checked, get all our compliance information squared away. So today is a very administrative business day. We hit the field tomorrow. And obviously, you guys have the schedule. We'll kind of roll through there. So I'll open up the questions.
Talking about that, the excitement level was evident. Is that more because you've seen the guys progress so much this summer, or is that just, hey, we're just back on the field for ball and it seems like it's going to get
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I think obviously, all we went through last year as a country and the program and college football in general. I think the missing link, people really don't think about is these kids have played their whole lives in front of fans and families and loved ones, and then last year it kind of, we weren't allowed to do that. So for them getting back to that environment, I think also it's one thing to talk about getting back to normal, but when you're in the spring and you're in the winter and it's kind of far out, it's hard to see, that normal. I think as we get closer, people in the program, players, coaches, fans can obviously see normal. And then I think obviously after being, here for 6 months, 7 months, the players can see how much we care about them, the things that we're changing in the program, the direction the program's headed. From, Coach BA's standpoint, he's been with those guys all summer, how their bodies are changing, how they feel. So I think it all is a combination of things that kind of, build up for the excitement.
did everybody expect to get back on campus, get enrolled, and everybody here, everybody scrambling?
Yeah, as of hopefully in about an hour, we'll have everybody checked in. We let our guys go home for a few days, at the end of July to kind of, recharge, see their families again. Everybody should be back today. We'll have our first meeting here in about an hour. But everybody's back according to, text message and, Coach, I'm here. So we feel really good about it.
Same with incoming freshmen, everybody.
Yep, incoming freshmen, they're all back. They got here beginning of June, second week of June. They started summer school. All the guys who were finishing up high school, classes and issues all got cleared away, and they've been here probably about 4 weeks as a group. So they're here. They kind of know the routine now. They're still learning, the day-to-day operations, but feel good about it.
Coach, were you able to work the transfer portal and pick up any kids maybe transferred at the last minute or any pressure along that line?
Yeah, we did some work early in the transfer portal. We wanted to make sure the guys that we got here had an opportunity to be here at least throughout the summer, not only from a environment component of getting used to being around here and how things are done here at Marshall, but from a program standpoint. We wanted to get them in to be able to let them have some meetings and weight room and all of those things. So we finished ours up right at the end of June. It was our last kind of transfer portal deal. So we haven't picked up anybody since.
Could you discuss the administrative side of things and the multifaceted, those are the long hour days, not to kind of get everything.
Yeah, they are, but they're important. We try to get all of that out of the way so we don't have any hiccups once we start, football, and obviously it's a little bit tedious of kind of going through the compliance things and going through the, administrative, making sure everybody sign what they need to sign. But it's important, and like I tell our players, everything we do in this program has a purpose. So those meetings, although a little bit lengthy, they do have a purpose because we don't want someone getting pulled off the field from a compliance standpoint, or we don't want somebody getting ready for a meeting and, hey, can you come sign this paper, or hey, we didn't get your autograph, or whatever it is.
So from a fan perspective, obviously last year was your key players. This is year for the fans. You guys are having a fan day on Saturday. So what community message would you say to communities and fans to try to get out there on Saturday?
Yeah, I think, in order for us to continue to move towards normal, we got to get back in our normal routines. I think part of that is obviously, getting vaccinated if you're not. If you choose not to get vaccinated, then you got to wear your mask and you got to socially distance and all of those things. But I think, again, having the fan day, it's something that's always happened around here. So we want to continue in those traditions. We got to get out of our pandemic coma and get out of our, sitting in front of a TV. If we want the West Lot full on game days, we got to get used to coming out and being at the stadium and being around the guys. So it's good. It's a good opportunity for the fans to kind of get a little one-on-one, time with our players. It's a good opportunity for the fans to get in rhythm a little bit of actually coming out on a Saturday, spending time around the stadium, around the city, around the town. So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be something that our players will enjoy and the fans.
Just in generality, you've been through spring ball and talking since January. Now that it's here, you guys are going to be on, get ready for the season. Where are you at with offense, defense, special teams? How do you feel about the guys going in?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good from what I've seen. As if you've heard me talk, it's going to come down to how consistently can we execute. I think the one thing that our players do have is a good grasp of the systems, what we're doing. Obviously, offense has not changed much as far as terminology. Defense, it was a slight change, but I think our players picked it up. It's a tribute to our players. Their knowledge of football in general is really good. So it was easy to kind of, although we changed systems on defense, it was easy to kind of, relate some of the concepts and some of the things we're trying to do to some of the things they've done in the past. It made sense. I think our 15 practices in the summer that were player-led gave them an opportunity to kind of put what they knew and what we're learning in the meetings to work. And hopefully we can see the consistency throughout camp, and, and hopefully that translates into getting better every week.
What you all dealt with last year, do you feel better prepared going into this season as far as COVID goes, given that the Delta variant starting to creep back up? Any thoughts and issues?
Yeah, I don't think we can ever relax on COVID. The reality is it's not going away. It's going to be something that we're going to continue to deal with. I think what we do have now is a little better understanding of how to deal with it. So we can better prepare our players. We can better advise them on what they should and shouldn't do. Our players have a little better awareness on how to protect themselves. I think the one thing that we're learning from this is college football can adapt. And I think last year we probably adapted more than ever before. I do feel like we're back to some of the normal things that we're able to do. We're able to meet in person now. We're able to have everybody in, a team room. We're still doing, our social distancing when needed. But I think from last year to this year, it's a lot closer to what we all know is normal. I'm not sure we'll ever go backwards, to normal. I think there's always going to be masks. I think there's always going to be social distance. I think there's always going to be awareness. But I think we have a better understanding of how to manage those things now. Yeah, where our model is set up to make sure that every player on the roster gets an opportunity to, one, show what he can do and be ready to perform. We don't have a model that says, hey, here's the travel squad and they get ready and these guys are, redshirted or whatever. Our model is set up to where everybody on the team is getting equal reps, everybody on the team is getting equal exposure because of those things. Obviously, COVID is still a part of it, but it's the game of football, so somebody's going to get injured. Someone's going to be out for extended periods of time. Someone may be limited. So in order for us to continue to move forward, we got to put everybody in position that when their opportunity comes, they're prepared.
Speaking of prepared, Coach, the Supreme Court kind of dropped it into your lap again. The COVID wasn't enough. Now it's names and image and light and all that. So what steps have you guys taken to make sure you have a system for your guys to come
Yeah, well, two things. One, from a university standpoint, our athletic program has partnered with two agencies that kind of help, one, educate and manage name, image, and likeness. From a where we are now in college football, players have always been able to work. I mean, that's been something, when I was in college, I had a summer job, went and worked at the YMCA and at summer camp. I didn't get paid what these guys are getting paid, but players have always been able to work. I think what college football has done, and with the name, image, and likeness, is we have adapted to this 20th century model of work. What does that mean? Now I can work from my cell phone. I can work using my name, image, and likeness. I can work with advertisements. I can work with social media posts. So it's been something that has always been able to be done. Just when I was in college, when most of us played, there was no cell phone, so you couldn't make money by helping a store do an ad, or you couldn't do a post or whatever it may be. So we've just kind of adapted that model. Obviously now it's a lot bigger than going to work at the YMCA for $5.75 an hour and you were happy with the check and Uncle Sam took the other half and you went on about your business. But so from a program perspective, we're preparing our players because there are a lot of things that our players need to know. From an education standpoint, well, every dollar you make, there's somebody that's going to be taxing that dollar. And how do you report those dollars? And how do you make sure you don't get yourself in a jam that way?